you met with evangelical leaders here in New York, and you questioned Hillary Clinton's commitment to her faith, her Christianity. You said, we don't know anything about Hillary in terms of religion.
The question was asked of me, what do you think? And I said, I know nothing about it. I know nothing. I'm not saying that in a negative way, but, you know, I've watched Hillary for a long time. I just don't know anything about her faith. I wouldn't question her faith, but somebody said to me, what do you think? And I said, don't know anything about it.
After the meeting...
I don't think I did anything wrong. Now, we can make that into a headline because that's what the press usually does, but the fact is, I just don't know anything about her faith.
After the meeting with evangelical leaders, 8 of them, including Tony Perkins, held a press conference, and they were asked if they would endorse you. None of them said that they are endorsing you. Is that a concern?
No, but Tony Perkins is a Cruz guy, and, you know, 100% Cruz
Ted
guy.
Cruz.
And he's not for me, it's, you know, but I think that, hey, look, they had the largest gathering that they've ever had. I have had tremendous support. Franklin Graham was there, and many other people were there.
Do you need evangelical support to win?
Yeah, sure, I want evangelical. I'll get evangelical. I beat Cruz badly with evangelicals, as you probably know, because you report it as well as anybody in the world. But I will get evangelical support. I didn't know about anybody. I thought almost everybody in the room, we had over 1,000 people. They expected 100, and it ended up being over 1,000. I think most of that room, you could have a couple of grandstanders like Tony Perkins, but I think most of that room, I know almost 95% of that room is in favor of Donald Trump. And if you look at the kind of numbers I get with evangelicals, we have tremendous response from the evangelical community. And I won the election, I won the primaries, largely based on the support of evangelicals.
You've made some changes in your campaign staff. How influential were your children in saying, Dad, let's make some changes as we shift to the general election?
Well, my children are very smart, and they're not much involved in the campaign, but I do rely on them from the standpoint of I like to listen to intelligent people, and they're very intelligent. Corey's done a great job. You know, I'm a big fan of Corey. I like him a lot. He likes me a lot. But, you know, we are going into a different phase, and I have a very good team of people, and I think we're going to do very well, and I think the early polls are showing that we're going to do very well.
But was part of that your children saying, look, we need to gear up. This is a national election. We've got a lot of battleground states. We need to be raising more money. We need a ground game.
It really wasn't. I tell you if it was. It's no big deal. I mean, there's nothing wrong if they did say that. I mean, I read where my children didn't like Corey. They like him very much. I mean, they felt badly. 2 of them really felt badly about it because they didn't want that. They like Corey.
I watched a rally that you did in Arizona in March, and you said Ivanka and Melania had begged you to be more presidential.
They say, please now act a little more presidential. I said, I can't until I finish my victory. I'll act presidential.
I assume they were just giving you advice, but what sort of advice were they giving you? That they were begging you to be more presidential?
They love the country. I understand. They love the country, and they think I'm doing obviously very well, and they're very proud and all that, but you know, I only consider myself doing well if I win. Because a lot of people said, it doesn't matter whether he wins or loses. What he's done has never been done before because of, you know, where I am now. I said, no, it doesn't matter. If I don't win, I don't consider it to be such a great achievement. Because I really do. I mean, this country has tremendous potential. We're being ripped off by everybody. This country has tremendous potential. And if we use this potential, we'll be stronger, bigger, better than ever before. You watch.
You didn't answer my question.
Well, they'd like me to be more presidential. I mean, I think people would probably leave the stadiums. I mean, I fill up these massive stadiums, and if I stand there, it's easy to be presidential. It's much harder to do what I do. You know, in Houston the other day, Norah, we had thousands and thousands of people lined up forever trying to get into a packed convention center. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They had helicopters covering. Now, if I stand up there and I do a teleprompter speech like Hillary does, the line would be no line, and there'd be 3 people sitting on the front row. So, you know, but being presidential for me is much easier than what I have to do to energize the people in the party so they get out and vote in November. And I think we've energized a lot of people. I mean, you see it. But with all of the false stories I get, that I'm essentially tied in this, I don't know. I think we're going to do very well, and I'm going to be very presidential when it's the right time.